Alpha males are back, back, boy is back, and the alpha males are back.
Just as delicious as you can imagine.
The alpha males are back, boy is back, and the alpha males are back.
Just wanna degrade the white man.
All right,
We're back.
we are back.
Slightly later than normal.
Just slightly. Been busy.
Been busy
Been
doing.
working. Been doing life and all that other stuff.
And we're back facing another lockdown in lovely Jakarta.
I don't know about
Thank
the
you.
lovely part, but yeah, we definitely on lock. Which I don't know. I had mixed feelings about it this time. Well, I couldn't tell. Like I was.
It doesn't look like it's locked down, does it?
Nah, I just drove down the street, man. I'm like, I don't see nobody doing no locking.
No.
All the stops are open. They appear to be open. So I don't really know what's. Me and Jakarta don't have no idea what they're doing.
No.
At least the governor don't have no idea. So because these folks ain't locking, they ain't doing no kind of lockdown.
No.
So whatever, man. It is what it is.
Yep.
But I heard I heard a few friends of our update from the last time we were alerted that some of our friends had contracted. Excuse me.
Had the vids.
Had contracted the coves, the Ronas, and one of our friends. I don't know how he's doing. I know he was in the hospital. Robin.
Yeah.
Good drinking buddy of mine. He was in the hospital, but I haven't heard anything since then.
From the chats I've heard, he went to ICU.
Goodness.
I just hope they don't put him on a ventilator. That's all.
Well, his condition is not getting better.
Doesn't seem that way. But again, this is what's happening though. So you see the people that are getting affected worse are the people that, I mean, he wasn't.
Go ahead and say it. I know what you want to say.
He wasn't the healthiest looking of men.
No, he was older, first and foremost. He's a bit older.
Yeah.
Older gentleman.
And,
he's got some pre-existing conditions, shall we say.
Loves the bintang.
Loves the bintang. Well, me and him used to be drinking together. So, you know what I mean? We was hanging out all through this COVID thing, man. So, it finally, that made it real for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when people, eventually you're gonna know someone that gets infected and then have bad reactions to it, like Robin. But then the majority of people, like our friends, they've had like a bit of flu. One guy after 9 days has tested negative. After 9 days of a positive test has now tested negative.
Oh, so he totally gotten over it.
Yeah.
Was he subscribed to any medications?
Medications? He had no medications or antibiotics.
Any medications? That's a new word.
Bintang was his weapon of
I
choice.
ain't mad at him.
So yeah, and the worst thing now is Jakarta's imposing, if you have any symptoms or test positive, you're going into a
like a quarantine facility. Fuck that.
Like, so what's going to happen if I start sniffing? I ain't going to a hospital. I'll be like, I'll ride this out here for a couple of weeks.
I'll be right here in this apartment quarantining I've been doing for the last 6 months.
Yeah. So that was, they should have kept that completely quiet because people are just going to stop going testing. And of course, more and more people are testing, and you're seeing the PCR tests are now becoming cheaper and cheaper. Therefore, it's now helping people if they want to get tested, they can get tested.
What's a PCR test?
That's the swab that go all the way down to the back
of
your nose or the back of your brain and fucking.
I ain't getting that shit.
My leg was shaking like a dog when you scratch its belly.
Oh,
fucking
hell no! I ain't.
It was awful.
Ain't nothing happening.
But now it's getting cheaper and cheaper, so then hopefully that would appeal to more people getting tested. But then if you test positive, they're like, okay, so you can't go quarantine at home. We're going to take you to a facility in North Jakarta and stay in a bedroom eating soup and rice for the next 2 weeks.
Good luck with that. Is there a way you can buy that thing at home?
What? No, you can do. I don't know whether you can do it yourself. You can get people to come to your place and do it. But it ain't nice. The test ain't nice. It was very uncomfortable.
Damn, man. Just the thought of that thing going up in my brain.
Oh, no, well, it goes down your nose, and it goes, like, directly down. But it feels like it touches the back of your skull. It's awful.
Well, I guess it's trying to go, like when they put it, when you go to the ICU, you go to the emergency room or something, and they put that tube down your nose so it can go down to your
so you can
throat.
breathe and unrestricted, so they can feed you and everything. Yeah. So anyway, that's Jakarta. They're... if you start sneezing, like there's some guys like that we know from the club they're supposed to go back and get retested to make sure that they're now negative. Now, if they go back there, like one of the guys, he had no symptoms whatsoever, and he tested positive. Now he wants to go back and get tested again to make sure that he's negative. But if they say, "Oh yeah, you're positive," now you got to go to this facility. He said,
I think they'll do some sneaky shit for expatriates. Excuse me, foreigners. I think I wouldn't put it past them like to boot you out the country for this.
Well, maybe.
No, seriously.
That's what they do in Singapore.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would not put it past them to do something like that.
Well, if you're listening, the member, maybe go get tested again because I'm done with your ass. I'm joking.
Yeah, well, we know where I ain't going.
Yeah.
I ain't going to get tested, so if I got it, we just going to got it. Yeah, so anyway, what else is going on, man?
I had my stitches removed from my my surgery, so now
I thought he got a new gang tattoo. I was like, damn, when you join the gang? It looked like little red dots. And
I hide my Nazi
line.
tattoo. No. Yeah, so I'm clear. She still said that I can't do any strenuous activities for 2 weeks. I was like, well, okay, I wasn't planning on it. So I have a little surprise. So we keep on shouting out the emails, and
yeah, that's right.
We got an email
from which dumbass had enough free time to send us an email.
The subject line just says booty.
I like booty.
Okay.
I mean, unless we're talking about boy booty. Don't like that.
So she says, "Hi, Corey and Giles." Spelt my name wrong. It's spelt the French way. It's 1 L, not 2 L. Loving the podcast. You two are funny. I want to ask Corey a question. He is so into hoes and fat asses. Where does he stand on small titties? Giles, again, you seem to love the Asian ladies. Why no one else? From Shelley in Burma.
Burma.
Yeah.
Wow, that's another country, ain't
I
it?
think this comes from my, it's Myanmar, basically.
Myanmar, yeah, that's right.
So I think it comes from my friend Alan, who posted it. Maybe he knows someone who called Shelley.
That's
I don't
cool.
know.
Shout out to you, Shelley.
Yeah.
And to answer your question.
Sounds like Shelley's part of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee.
No, but I'm president of the Itty Bitty Titty Club. I love Raisinets, mosquito bites. I'm loving all. Well, usually I'm going to tell. Well, Shelley, just because I'm a guy and I've been studying these things for a long time, the equation probably works. It usually works out like this: if a girl has this ample, I would say ample to small breasts, more than likely she's got a big ass.
Yeah.
So usually. If a girl has overwhelmingly large titties, she ain't gonna have no ass. I bet you $1 to a donut. She usually has no ass.
Wow.
So I've always looked at it from that perspective. So if I see a girl with flat chest, I'm on her.
You're waiting for her to turn around.
I'm waiting for her to turn around because I know she probably got
packing some heat in the
she
back.
probably got that butter, that onion. So that's what I'm usually looking for. I usually go after girls with medium to very small breast. Yeah, because of that equation I just told you about.
There you go, Shelley.
Shelley, thank you for that question, man.
And I don't know why you're saying I just love Asian ladies. I don't discriminate.
He loves Asian boys too.
Yeah.
Don't discriminate.
I don't discriminate. I try and procreate.
And you know what? We're winning.
That's right.
So,
We're winning
I
over
don't
here.
care. Doesn't matter where you're from. I'm just happy to be involved, to be honest.
Yeah, ain't that
Someone
the
give me
truth,
some,
man.
give me some love.
Ain't that the truth? We ain't got time. I mean, men, we don't have. I mean, let me rephrase that. Some guys, and I do know.
Me and you.
me and you. Me and you ain't really got time to be discriminating against nobody that wants to give us any time of day.
Yeah.
So I'm taking it wherever I can get it.
Yeah.
Of course, we have our preferences, but
Yeah, it's just
for
a
the most
lottery
part-
at the end of the day.
yeah,
It's
for the
like,
most part, if you're willing to give it to me, I'm taking it.
Normally we're reckless eyeballing at the end of the night,
normally.
just trying to find something to cut.
Mostly, but I mean, I'm still doing all right. We still winning, like the president said. We are winning.
Yeah.
So, Shelley, thank you for your question. Keep listening, and then we got to send her a free T-shirt. So, Shelley, when you hear this, hopefully when you hear this, send us an address so where we can send you an official Black and the Brit T-shirt. We do have we do have a ladies version of the Black and the Brit T-shirt.
I already sent one to my friend Adam in Plymouth, but it's been over a month now. But I don't think it's going to get there. I hate the fucking.
What do you mean it's like? Well,
It's
you
the-
gotta send it through.
I use the snail mail. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna send it because Shelley is our first official female listener. First official. I mean, obviously,
Other than our
besides moms. I'm gonna put it in DHL.
Whoa!
Make sure
here
you
we
get
go.
it. Make sure you get it on time and wear it in good health. And we just hope you spread the word. And thank you Thank you again, Shelly.
I'm guessing Adam hasn't got his because I haven't had a.
Well, I'm
I
not
haven't-
going to
I
be
haven't
cheap like you.
I haven't had a
You
Facebook
got a
message
nasty
from him.
email. Nasty
Fucking
email.
T-shirt. So if it hasn't come by the end of in a week or so, let's do the DHL, Adam. You'll be getting it.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm gonna hook Shelly up with the DHL. DHL.
I wish
'cause
she sent like any Facebooks.
Man,
See what
stop that,
Shelley's
man. I don't care, Shelly. Thank you for listening. Just you know what, she's already
Next time,
beautiful
send
to
a
me.
picture.
She's already beautiful to me. I don't care what you say. Anyway, we want to talk about what's his name? Oh, Will Smith, because he's been on the cuck side of the game. He's been really losing. He's been really, but he's got some good news this time. Rebounding with actually 2 pieces of good news.
Yeah, so it's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air 30th year anniversary.
Yeah, and to couple the fact that they're doing like a
reunion, aren't they?
Yeah, reunion show. I don't.
Without Uncle Phil, god damn it.
Well,
That's a
he's
shame.
dead though.
Yeah, I
you know,
know.
you can't really
Well, I mean,
resurrect him.
the actor is. Maybe they get a new fat guy in.
Nah.
Have
my
you
phone
auditioned
ain't- No, my phone ain't ring either. I mean, I could go in there and get my Mr. Phil on. You know, he was also the voice of Shredder in the
Was he?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
There we go. Shredder.
No, I am not. Excuse me, I have not auditioned. But no, I think it's probably best that they kind of like leave him alone. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, pick up the series, kind of like what they did in Cobra Kai.
Well, but the thing is that they did get rid of Uncle Phil's wife and swap her out with some other woman. There's a different lady that
Yeah,
come
that
in.
was early in the show. That was
She
early
was
in the
asking
show.
for some more money. It was all getting popular. and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, all that. But I mean, like, so let's take Cobra Kai for instance. They didn't try to recreate Mr. Miyagi. Like Mr. Miyagi was already. It was established he had been dead, and they carried on as if he was already as if he was dead in the reboot.
Okay.
So
You know,
that's
what's
what I'm
his
saying.
name? Who's the guy that plays?
You know, he was a comedian.
Really?
Mr. Miyagi. Well, his name
Really?
Pat Morita. He was a comedian back in the days.
Daniel's son. What's the guy's name who plays him?
Pat Morita.
No, Daniel.
Oh, what's his name? Pat Morita. No, not Pat
you just
Morita.
said that.
Daniel. I forgot his name. It's gonna bother me too.
Karate Kid. Let's go.
Karate Kid.
But anyway, apparently he's old. He's older now than what Mr. Miyagi was in the original film. Like the character, Ralph Macchio,
Ralph
Pat Morita, William Zabka, Martin Cove, Elizabeth Shue. So I still haven't watched Cobra Kai yet, but we're going to go back onto Will Smith because they.
Yeah. Let's get back on that.
So yeah, they posted Airbnb posted a thing saying that you can stay at the house in Bel Air for $30 a night.
No, that was just like an
I
introductory
know
teaser
there was
price.
there was five nights that someone could stay.
Right.
So there's 5 available. That's like what they do here. Like AirAsia would do like 1,000 rupee a seat, and then there's like 2 seats out of a million seats. So like that's it. It's gone within a second.
Of course.
And then you got a picture of Will Smith, and he's got Jazzy Jeff. I mean, he's just glad to get some work, I guess.
No, Jazzy Jeff is see, you're not immersed in the DJ culture. Jazzy Jeff is considered probably the top DJ in the world. So he's
Really?
Oh, absolutely. He's
I
still
don't know.
well, you're not.
He's
like
got
I
some
said.
titties on him too.
Well, listen, man. Everybody can't be like you, man. You know what I'm saying?
I got some titties on me.
Everybody's got to do their quarantine the way they quarantine. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Jazzy Jeff has been working. He's been getting his money. He's probably made more money since the show than anybody.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Will's made his money obviously, but yeah, you know, they're still getting residuals. But Jazzy Jeff is still like one of the biggest touring DJs on the planet. So
Really?
He's
Don't
worry about him.
55 years old.
Don't worry about him. He's getting his money.
Jeffrey Allen Towns.
Yeah, he getting his money. But what I was going to say is, I think it was a great promo stunt. I mean, a great like publicity stunt in order to promote the reboot of the show.
Yeah.
I thought it was genius, actually.
Yeah.
But I'm not going there. I wouldn't want to stay in the house. Like, apparently you get to stay in Will's room, and it's like the set is decorated just like it was in the show.
Why not?
If I'm going in there, I'm going in there. You know what I'm going there to do. I'm going there to take me, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to take me a little something up in there and get them sheets dirty, man. I ain't trying to, I ain't trying to take no pictures for the damn gram. You know how I do it. I'm trying to be all up in Uncle Phil's room. They never showed Uncle Phil's room, did they?
No. Or Tatiana Ali. She was fine back in the day.
Well, what's her name was fine too.
Yeah,
The sister,
the older
Whitley,
sister.
whatever his name, Whitley,
Whitney, maybe.
Whitney, something
I don't
like
know.
that. Whatever. But she was fine. She's fine in real. She's still fine, actually. Yeah, trust me, she's still fine. I've seen her like a year ago. She's still fine.
Hillary, her name.
Hillary, that's right.
Karen Parsons.
Yes, Karen Parsons, still fine.
She's 53 years old.
Man, still looking good. Black don't crack. You know that.
She's busted.
Stop it, man. Stop it. Anyway,
She
if
ain't
you
listening.
want to have the, she ain't listening. If you want to have the experience of the Fresh Prince, I was a fan of the first few seasons. I stopped watching it after it got like Will centric.
Right.
Like at one point, I would say after like season 2, it was all about Will. Like the show was just Will.
Well, the name is The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
It's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but the show was centered around. I mean, the show involved other characters that were just as active. And at some point, I think like season 3, when they realized he was the star of the show, it was just about him. And occasionally, you might get an episode that kind of featured on Carlton. So yeah, it was kind of like the Cosby Show. Like the show used to
Without
be
the
about
raping.
Well, without the anyway, the show used to be about like one of the different kids. Like each episode, it focused on a different kid or whatever problem they had going on or something they had going on at the school. You know what I'm saying? So it was a totally different. Yeah. After it got Will centric, I stopped watching it. So I don't know how long you watched it.
Okay. I watched all of it.
Yeah, I've never watched all of the seasons. So
I watched all of it. I loved it.
yeah, of course.
I loved it.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, I mean, you can probably relate to that more than me. I couldn't relate to going to no private school. You know what I mean? Living in this nice community, I couldn't relate to that.
Because I'm white, Corey.
I didn't say that. You said that. I just said I couldn't relate to that. That shit seems so unrealistic. I was like, yeah, right.
I don't think we had any private schools around where I grew up.
Well, your public schools are just as good as private
Yeah,
schools, right?
That's true.
Yeah, because
That's true.
cut that out. No, I couldn't relate to that lifestyle.
We had some horrible school that what was it called?
horrible.
There was a horrible school. I remember.
Oh my God, you're fucking free to get in. Oh goodness.
I remember it was a horrible school, and all the kids, all the guys that were there, they're all because Torbay and Torquay is quite a small town. 150, 200,000. I don't know what the population is. I'll have to Google it. But anyway, it's a small town, and this one school was always renowned having the hardest kids and all this stuff. And like back then, you didn't have any social media, so it was all whispers.
All word of mouth,
So it was
right?
all like, yeah, he beat 7 guys up. Blah, 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 blah. I remember I got in a fight one time out in Torquay, and there was 3 of us, and there was like 4 other guys. We got in a fight, and then that was a Friday night. By Monday in school, they were like, yeah, Giles and this is it. They fought like 8 guys, and like they took 4 on each, and all this stuff. I was like, what the fuck happened? It was like there was a couple punches that were thrown. I kicked a guy, my shoe fell off, and I picked up and hit him on the head with it, and then that was it. And then people like kind of separated us. But anyway, there was this. I forget what it's called now. The school. It's really annoying, but there was all these hard kids that supposed to be going there, hard lads. And at my school, there's a lot of people that that played rugby. Chris Hallett, Tom Hopkins. We're all at a high level rugby. I played for Torquay. They played for Paignton. So we had a rivalry thing, and so we went on and we played this team, and they come to our field to play. And there was this one kid, the hardest kid it's supposed to be the hardest kid in Torquay at our age range. He got the ball and he got tackled, and you just heard this snap like that, and it just
Oh, it was a leg?
broke
Broken leg?
broke his tibia or fibia, whatever the
femur?
whatever the thigh bone is.
That's the femur.
Just
You can't break that.
just
That's
snapped.
really?
Yeah. The forcer just fell in, and then as he's lying there, because he just went out. You don't know. The ball sat right by his face, and our fly half, Corey's about to puke. Our fly half comes and kicks the ball away, and as he kicks the ball away, he follows through and kicks him in the head, because it's like fuck you, like because it's kind of like no holds barred at that point. And then,
savages.
After that, all the whispers were like, no, these guys are harder than you and all this stuff. It was quite funny.
Well, I was always confused about that because one of my favorite movies is Lock, Stock, right? Lock, Stock is one of my all-time favorite films.
I used to watch that all the time. I remember
I watched it. I used to watch at least once a month. But one of the things I could never figure out was like when, the dude that was buying the weed, I forget his name. I forget the character. He used to buy the weed from the dudes in the house, and they would never lock the gate.
Yeah.
But when he's talking about those kids, he called them 3 public school boys. And he was implying that these guys are going to be pushovers because they're all public school kids. But from an American perspective, like public school is like where the tough kids go.
No,
it's not where the softies go.
No, public is the top schools.
Really? So I want you to get into that because I didn't understand that. Like, what does that mean? The public school is, what does that mean? So when he said public school kids, he meant it as I knew it was an insult, but he was implying like, yeah, these kids are soft because they go to public school, but it didn't make sense to me.
So the public school, it means that it's open to anyone. It's just that you have to pay to go there.
It's
open to the public.
Yeah,
and it's normally like for older boys, so it's like from 11 to 18, but it doesn't matter about where they are in the country or whatever. Like, so for example, I went to just a normal school, and I could only go to a certain school according to where I live, like distance
in your district.
Yeah. But with a public school, like, for example, if I use USA, for example, you could be living in California, but your parents could send you to a public school in New York, which is the complete opposite side of the country. Mm-hmm. So, but because they pay for that privilege. So we call it public school because it's open to the public. It's open to anyone, no matter where they are.
Wow. Well, this is why we have the black and the Brit.
It's irrespective of locality, denomination, or paternity, trade, or profession.
Because it's the exact opposite in the United States. Because a public school, public school means anybody can go there.
That's where all the kids get shot.
That's where all the kids get killed, and people be getting pregnant and all that kind of stuff. Public school, but it's called public because anybody can go and they don't have to pay.
Right.
And our private schools are.
So the reason why
you could go if you have the money.
Yeah. So the reason why these are the pushovers, because these are all the kids that they don't know what money is. They've never seen a struggle. Mummy and daddy pay for everything. So that it's so like you go.
So it's a private school, basically. It's private school.
Yeah, but we call it public. We call it public school
because
we've been around a lot longer than
it doesn't make any sense at all. It's private because
that's why you're the black.
Because the barrier to entry is paying money. That's why it's private. Yeah, you can't go.
It's
Anybody
called public
can't go
because it's open to anyone in the public if you have the money.
So it's private.
Not really. Well, it depends.
It's private because you're paying for the privilege to go there.
But it's not private because private means it's excluding to people.
It is excluding. If you ain't got the money, you're excluded.
It's just trying to be a nice way of saying broke people can't come here.
That's what everything is. Private, man. You ain't got the money, you ain't getting in, motherfucker. Mm-hmm. It's like a nightclub. You ain't got $20, you ain't coming in.
Right.
Anyway,
2 drink minimum.
Yeah. I was like, this don't make no. Anyway, okay. I'm glad you cleared that bullshit up.
So so these are the kids that got all the money that they've been wrapped in cotton wool. Like you say boo, and they'll be like screaming. So that's why.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now,
chill, Winston.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense the whole public-private breakdown, but
to you,
to me, it doesn't make any sense at all. To our 3 listeners
in the UK, they're like, yeah, public school.
Yeah, sure. No, it don't make no sense. The rest of Americans are like, you dumbasses, that's private school. Anyway, we're going to let them slide, y'all. We're going to let them live. We're going to take a quick break, Black and the Brit, because we got to do.
We got to turn the AC on as well.
We got to turn the AC on.
Sweating like Bill Cosby.
We also got to refill these cups. Mm-hmm. You know how that goes. And we'll be right back. And we're going to talk about this other quote unquote tough guy, but we will talk about him after the break. We'll be back. Black and the Brit. All right, we back.
We back. We got our beers.
We got our beers. We got our cups filled up. Oh, yeah. And before we left, I was talking about, we read this article. Well, I stumbled upon this article. Apparently, I posted
it on my Instagram.
Did you? Well, I didn't. I don't, I'll be on your Instagram.
Good for nothing.
I'll be on your Instagram. Well, apparently, Conor McGregor, tough guy that he is. I mean, undoubtedly, the guy's tough. I've seen him whooping a lot of ass.
Yeah, he would knock our heads off.
Oh, yeah, definitely that. Not doubting his toughness, but, he seems to have a problem with keeping his wee-wee in his pants.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's been accused of sexual assault multiple times, but the article, what was interesting about this article, and I wanted to bring this up too because I wanted to throw my little race card in there, but we're gonna get into that in a little bit later. Apparently, he has been accused of sexual assault on multiple occasions, and the UFC has, for whatever reason, they seem to turn a blind eye.
Do you know, should I tell you why they turn a blind eye?
I have a good idea, but go ahead and tell me.
Because every time he fights, they break box office records for their pay-per-view when they get like 2.5 million that purchases a $69 or a $99 card. They're like, well, you made us 250 million.
Mm-hmm.
And you,
Ooh, allegedly.
were both balls out or just one?
We're investigating the situation.
Were you erect or flaccid? I mean, because we can work with flaccid.
Well, technically, you know, they have this. They're called the safe harbor rules. Safe harbor rules are like, they're networking they're rules that govern network broadcasting.
Right.
So I don't know. They're slightly different in the UK, but in the United States, they cannot show penis or breast assists on television before 9 p.m.
Yeah, we call that the watershed in England.
Okay,
so people can't say bad words. So you have right. There's a show that gets played on. I don't know whether it does now, but it's called Hollyoaks, and it starts at 6 o'clock or 6:30 on Channel 4. And so it's all these young kids. They're all good-looking kids. I think they're in Cheshire. And then they did this show where it was called Hollyoaks at Night, and it was on at 9 o'clock. And then all of a sudden, all your favorite characters are going shit, fuck you, and all this stuff.
Oh,
it's just so
my
weird.
Goodness. Well,
anyway.
Even with those laws in place, the rule is they can never show an erect penis on television. On like
sign me up.
cable.
I never get an erection.
That's true too. I've heard stories about you.
Yeah.
No, but
Thumb it in soft.
But they cannot show erect penis. But my point was, not piggybacking off of that. Yeah, perhaps the UFC has instituted a similar law. Like, if the guy wasn't hard, well, it's not really sexual assault, right?
But this is what's funny. So it's in Corsica. Allegedly, he whipped his dick out.
And the French are pretty liberal though about nudity and stuff.
I love those French women.
Yeah, but no, they're pretty liberal about nudity standards. Like they're not all Puritans like Americans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but so for men, all we have is our dick and balls.
They're used to seeing dick and balls
dick everywhere.
She was probably
like,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, she was probably like, "This is the 7th one I've seen today." You fucking asshole.
No, I have to think from reading the story. This was a bit more
we
aggressive.
We have nudist beach and all sorts.
That's what I'm saying. Man.
I remember me and my mate Charlie, who was in the Marines. We went to Gran Canaria, and we're walking on the beach, and we're drinking beers and walking on the beach, and the beaches were numbered like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we got to, I think it was number 4 or number 5, and it said, "This is a nudist beach." So we walked, and we're right by the post, and we both looked at each other, just dropped our trousers, dropped our shorts, and just walked all the way through the beach, and then made a little detour, went up. It was all full of old people, and there's a few young people in there and stuff, and we were just walking around, and then we got to the end of that thing, and then it was a normal beach, and we put our shorts back on and kept on walking. But the thing is, with McGregor, like you say, this isn't allegedly the first time. So there was he on 8th of December 2018, a woman claimed he assaulted her at the Beacon Hotel in Dublin. October 2019, alleging that he sexually assaulted another person in a car park in Dublin.
It sounds like the guy's out of control. Because, we've talked about these kind of cases before. And, if there was one story, kind of like with the Callahan thing, right? It wasn't just one story. There are a lot of stories, and you know what I mean? There's a lot of similarities. So I'm not saying there's a bonfire, but there's definitely some smoke there, man. If you keep getting accused of the same thing by different people, I'm more than likely to start believing the other people. I'm still going. I'm not giving the guy the benefit of the doubt because, you can see how he behaves in public, right? You see what he did with the bus, right? The whole bus thing with was that Kabir Najib or somebody? What's his name? I don't know. Man, I'm not into this fighting shit, man.
Habib Nurmagomedov.
Whatever. Whatever the guy's name is.
That's 2 beers in. So
the Muslim dude.
It probably sounded right.
The Muslim dude. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
His name. Well, you can see how he was behaving in broad daylight with cameras rolling and everything.
Yeah.
So you can only, so that can give you a little window, a glimpse into how this guy might be comporting himself in private with people that, he doesn't know.
But let's flip this though.
Go ahead.
Damn. I'm trying to order some beer online, and they don't have no beer that's cold. They have Barley High that's cold. Should I just get this?
Yeah, just get that, man. That's what I told you.
Or Bintang.
Come on, man. Can we get back to our show?
Sorry.
You're fucking it up.
Sorry,
man.
I ain't fucking up. So,
You
how
are.
about this? If you were sat on a beach and some woman came up and just flashed, a famous woman flashed her titties and her pussy at you, would you be going, oh, sexually assaulted? Or you'd be like,
I'll be like,
I saw that bitch's titties.
yeah, them titties wasn't that nice, though. Well, anybody that I'm following, she probably ain't going to be, she probably going to be in her 50s or her 60s. You know what I mean? Because all the women that I grew up fantasizing over, like Holly Berry. Holly Berry's like 60. Nobody wants to see her old ass naked no more. I love her face, though. Actually, she's still got a nice body. She be on Twitter. Holly Berry's just an attention whore at this point, man. She's done a couple movies that I, recently that I, kind of enjoyed. She's got one with
The John Wick
David-
one was quite good as well.
I've never seen that. I've never seen any of the John Wicks.
What?
I've heard the John Wick. Man, how we getting off on this shit? Anyway, I would not mind seeing Holly Berry naked, but at the same time, it's Holly Berry at 60. So yeah, you know what I mean? Whatever. If it happens, it happens. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Wouldn't be mad if she did that. However, that happening to us is not the same as it happening as a woman getting accosted.
But
right?
why? Oh, you seen a dick and balls? I just saw some horrible pussy.
I don't know. I tend to think it's probably a bit more aggressive. It was probably a bit more aggressive.
Well, yeah, okay. We're not there to see. It depends how he got it out, and if he was windmilling it, doing the helicopter dance.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. He was at this resort with his wife and his kids.
Exactly.
So,
Like,
which leads
Dad's at it again.
Hold on. Which leads me to believe that he was trying to sneak and do this, right?
Well, I mean, he's famous. Of course, he's busting.
Of course. So he's trying to sneak and do this. So
He's Tiger Woods in it.
he's probably trying to get his little 2-pump chump on with this random broad at this resort, but she's probably not going for it, right? And he's probably just flashing like, "Hey, man, just let's go in the bathroom. My wife's over here." You know what I mean? He's got to. I'm guaranteeing you something like
Get this champ dick. All this. Stuff.
Yeah, let's just do whatever. And she was probably like, "Nah." She was probably now.
She was married, I think. She was.
Okay, she's like, "I'm married. You're married. Whatever. Let's do this."
Mhm. I won't tell if you won't tell.
But the point was, because of the circumstance, he's got his wife there. I'm more inclined to believe that he was definitely being like aggressive, like, "Yo, let me just push you in this bathroom
real quick. Just let me
real
stick it
quick."
in.
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking so. But here's where I'm gonna throw the race card in. Forget that. Now, John Bones Jones isn't as famous as McGregor. I wouldn't. Would you say he's as famous?
No.
Now he's getting suspended left and right, but it's for something that it's not related to anything in his personal conduct outside of the ring.
Come on.
No, he did get he got caught for that one accident that he had, the car wreck.
He smashed into a woman in a red at a stop sign.
Smashing into a woman in the car and raping her is two different things, but let's not conflate the two.
He just got his dick out.
Okay,
allegedly got his dick out.
That's sexual assault. That's sexual assault. Depends on the
that's
country.
a Saturday for me, Corey.
Yeah, I know how you doing it, but
Johnny Bones Jones, he smashes into the back of a car.
He did try to rape the woman though.
She's pregnant.
Okay, that don't make it better.
And broke her arm.
Don't make it better.
He then fled the scene.
Don't make it better.
And then he came back to the scene to pick up some money that was in the car.
Pick up that coke that he left. Pick up that 8-ball of coke.
And then ran back again. And then someone went, "That's Johnny Bones Jones."
That didn't make it no better. Now I'm telling you, it didn't make it no better. But
I'll take that race card and I'll rip it up. And
no.
face.
But he had been suspended multiple times prior to that time. He had been suspended multiple times.
He also got stopped by the police for letting off a firearm inside his car, outside of his car, whilst drunk.
Who did he hurt?
Well, he's driving illegally.
Didn't hurt nobody.
Yeah, but Conor didn't hurt anyone.
I'm not talking
some
about.
girl saw
Listen, let's
some
stay
girl
on
saw a
stay on
famous
message,
guy's
man.
dick.
Stay on message. Now, this guy, John Bones Jones. Now, the reason why he had been getting suspended the previous time. I ain't talking about this last incident. Let's disregard that. The last incident was all for cocaine use, right? If I'm not mistaken, it was for cocaine.
No, it wasn't cocaine.
You know, performance-enhancing drugs and shit
Cocaine.
like that.
Yeah, well, because what
It
happened...
was cocaine, man.
It wasn't cocaine. He was partying on coke. The thing is with coke is that you can take coke... We can do
Here
a...
goes the coke splainer.
We
All
can-
right, Mr. Coke splainer.
We can do a buttload of coke today, Corey. And by probably tomorrow at this time tomorrow, it's all out of our system. Okay?
Yeah.
So you can do a boatload of coke and it ain't going to do shit. And it won't do shit to your dick. I know that. Jesus Christ.
What about the long-term damage to your brain, though?
Well, I seem to be all right.
Yeah. That's what your mouth says.
What he got caught with is it was from USADA. So they found trace elements of performance-enhancing drugs. In
Trace elements.
It's called pico cells or pico, whatever it is. And what happened was that the testing has become so good that they like 1,000 times
They're
better.
even catching the Russians now.
1,000 times better than what it used to be.
Yeah.
But these trace elements are so small that it would have nothing to do with them. What could happen? So it's like I go when I was in the gym, I have this protein.
You were
shakes.
driving by the gym.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
go
have
ahead.
these protein shakes, and they make these proteins in these big, huge containers.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And if they don't clean it properly, whatever was in before gets mixed. So you imagine like it's the equivalent of like what they find 1 grain of sand in 1 billion grains of sand. That's different. And this is what these tests can find.
Right.
Now that tiny amount would have nothing to do, no performance enhancing whatsoever.
It would have no effect.
It have no effect whatsoever. But because they found it, everyone was like, "Whoa, he's
It
had
raises
this."
suspicions.
Yeah,
It raises suspicions,
He's had
yeah.
this in his system, so it must have helped him perform. So they were like, "Oh, well, according to the rules at the time, anything,
Any trace amount.
yeah." But it's like the size of it is, you can't believe how small it is compared to what like anything that would happen in your system. So they just banned him then, and then he's gone through all this stuff. And
So I mean, even that. This is my point. This is exactly why I'm pointing that out. So even though he had what equated to an infinitesimal amount of an alleged performance enhancing drug in his system, he was caught. Well, they had a test.
yeah.
Right? With an infinitesimal amount of what was alleged to be a performance-enhancing drug. They could have erred on the side of, you know what, this is, it's super-duper small. It's a trace amount. There's no evidence that he had, like, been on this.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have mattered that. You're going back to your race card. It wouldn't matter.
It could have. They could have been lenient, like, you know what, we're going to let this go.
He's one of the biggest superstars in MMA.
Right, and they took out
It would not be in UFC's best interest to ban someone with that pulling power.
It is. I'm gonna tell you why.
Uh-oh.
Because people are tired of seeing black champions. Now you got McGregor, the opposite. You got a white dude, and this is, trust me, hey, when he
And
fought,
he's
that's
Irish,
why
so,
he
like every white person
is related to this
on the
motherfucker.
fucking eastern side. I'm a 6th generation Irish. No, you ain't. You fucking.
No,
American.
you ain't. You ain't Irish, motherfucker. I don't care that you got on green. You drink that green beer. That shit is disgusting. Anyway, yes, that is it right there, right? So you got a black, like, come on, man, black champion. We're going to have another one next week. Just boot him out. We're going to have another black champion. But we got a white champion. We got a white fighter that's really good inside here, whooping ass, taking all kind of names and talking shit, doing, you know, all the white folks is loving that shit. And they are not, you hear me? They are not going to reprimand him under any circumstance, regardless of what he do. This motherfucker could have raped that woman on tape.
She's enjoying it.
Yeah, she's look at her. She's loving it.
She's pushing back.
You know, Dana White is like, I don't know, man. I've got to see
Dana
that.
White's filming it.
Of course, I got to see the unedited version. Now you
Right.
know these things they can doctor these tapes, man.
I think Conor McGregor's number 1 and John Jones is number 2 on his cash cow.
But the black and white
guarantee
dynamic
if
is
Cor-
a big deal, man.
if
It's a
Conor
big
McGregor
deal.
was black,
If Conor McGregor's black, his ass would be under the fucking bus. He'd be in the jail.
3-4 years ago, who'd have
3 or
been
4
done.
years ago, he'd have been gone.
Yeah,
Because they got a white. Listen, that Great White Hope. I don't know if you remember that movie.
I love that movie. That's great.
That was. You remember the Great,
Great
White
White
Hype?
hype.
The Great White Hype. That shit was real. Like the need to have a white champion.
Who was the black actor in that?
Samuel L. Jackson.
That's right.
Man, it's an excellent movie. If you haven't seen the Great White Hype,
who was the black? Who was the champion?
Damon Wayans. Damon Wayans.
Was it?
Yes,
Really?
Damon Wayans. And I can't remember who played the Hype. Anyway, if you haven't seen the Great White Hype, it kind of lays out what I'm talking about. Actually, that's going to be my check this out.
1996.
Yeah, it's an old movie, but it's still relevant and still good. But it goes back to what I'm talking about. If Conor McGregor had been just some random black, no, I want to say, what's the dude? I want to say Rashad Evans or something like that. Mm-hmm. Is that his name? Rashad Evans.
There is a fighter called Rashad Evans. Yeah,
Yeah, he's pretty good, right? He's a good boxer.
He was.
He was a good fighter.
he's retired now. He keeps
Okay,
getting
I'm
his
glad he
fucking
retired
ass.
because his fights were boring too. I didn't like watching. Well, let's just take Cornmeal, whatever his name is, Cormier.
Cormier, he's retired
He just got his ass whooped a couple weeks ago. How are you gonna be retired?
because that was his last fight and he retired.
Okay, anyway. Well, he came
You
out
kinda
of
look like
retirement.
him.
He came out of retirement to get his ass whooped, and then my point
you look
was,
like him before he does the weight cut.
yeah, of course. Now,
Laugh at my own joke.
if he would have done all these things that McGregor had been done, you know, the UFC would have done away with his ass long time ago. But because there is this incessant need, and it's such a powerful marketing tool to have this white champion, and he's brash and he's bold and he still looks good.
The only reason why he's there is because he backs it up. So he's only lost.
I'm
two
not
times.
saying he isn't good, but what I'm saying is if he was black, his leash would have definitely been much shorter.
Chain.
But because that's chain, that's it. That ain't funny. That ain't funny.
You know what? We're winning.
We're winning. Yeah.
And you know what? We're
You
winning.
guys are winning right now. Hold on. But had he been a black guy, had McGregor been a black guy, his rope would have damn ain't no good metaphor, right? Listen, he wouldn't have had as many chances as he. That's just all I'm trying to say. He wouldn't have been
think
given as many chances as he had been.
The only thing the UFC care about is, do you sell tickets?
And
Do
McGregor
you-
sells a gang of tickets.
Of course he does.
All over the world.
Of course he does.
All over the world. When they put him on the card, that's a ticket.
He's the equivalent of the majority of Blacked.com subscribers are in Alabama and Georgia. So
No, what I'm saying is, he's the reason why he can get $35 million just for one fight with what's his name? With
Medvedev.
no, not him, the boxer dude that he
He got
fought.
$100 million for
Oh
for
yeah, because Mayweather got $200 million, right?
Well, that's a black man. See what's happening. Oh,
No, but
here
listen,
we go. Here we go.
Mayweather ain't getting that kind of money fighting no.
And who's broke now?
Mayweather ain't getting none of that kind of money fighting no black dudes.
Hmm.
He ain't getting nowhere near that purse. But it's only because McGregor had
Has
that
that draw.
profile.
He has the draw,
Absolutely,
of course.
That's why he got the money he got.
Get paid.
I'm not saying, but what I'm saying is, had that been another fighter, a black fighter, he would not be given this much leeway in terms of his behavior, in terms of how many allegations of sexual assault he done had. This guy is a liability walking for any type of league or whatever. Or any, you know what I mean? This guy he's a time bomb. He's got not just his sexual assaults, he's got all kind of violent assaults.
When he did that, he
punching the dude in the face.
the old guy.
Yeah, he punched the old dude in the head at the pub.
So if you didn't know, so he was in Dublin and he went into this bar and there was these people there and he was giving out free shots of his own whiskey, which is absolute garbage.
I'm sure it is.
And the guy refused it, and he said, "What do you mean refused it?" And he punched this old guy, 62 or I forget how old he was.
Oh, that's
punched him in the
not
face,
cool.
and then his security guards grabbed him and dragged him out of the place. But fuck, I'll be like, "Ooh, I'm getting paid. Oh,
Hey, I'd be laying on the ground for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'll be shivering. I'll be neck breaks. Fucking walking around.
Don't touch me.
Yeah,
Don't touch me.
Flinching.
Seizure.
Yeah.
I'm still having seizures.
Yeah.
Oh, Otter. Oh, still fucked up. I'm still sick. Yo, man, I would have still been on the ground. Talking about I'm suffering right now. I'm gonna need a little extra. Come on, McGregor. Hook it up. My neurotherapist, my neurodiabetics, or whatever. He needs some more money. My therapist. He needs more money. Hook me up.
Let's get off McGregor's nuts. He's a fucking idiot.
He's an idiot. He is an idiot, and
he's just a thug that ended up
but
being
you agree
so
with
good.
me though. But you agree with me
well,
though.
He's just another thug that's really good at his trade and has
Fair
made money.
enough.
It's like what
Fair
Mike
enough.
Tyson was in the 80s and 90s. Like he's an idiot from
But Mike Tyson went to jail for a rape he didn't commit.
well,
On the record,
and
he
then he
didn't
came
commit.
out. He did all right afterwards.
Yeah, he did. All right. He getting his money. Let's get off of them. Let's get off.
I want to
these
go on
guys.
something else quite quickly. So, my friend Steve, he asked me, he invited me to join this Facebook group, and I've been in trouble from it because
You
it's,
said some wild shit.
it's called Roast My Selfie. So people post a selfie.
I would never post. I would never do.
No, I
that.
know. People post a selfie, and then and you just, all it is just bad mouthing the selfie. Now I've been in trouble because I see all these things, and I see my friend Steve commenting, and he says some wild shit. So I'm just going off him and just commenting some horrible shit. But I got in trouble last week because I just saw a selfie of someone, and I just commented. It was just one of my friends, and I was just going, "You fucking teeth look shit. This hair's all whack." Just going awful. But I just got a notification from this person that I roasted.
You roasted. What do you say?
There was a girl. She's fine too. She's
Ooh, yeah, that's an Indonesian girl.
no, she's got that Asian touch to her though.
Yeah, she's looking all right.
But anyway,
She ain't coming over here. I mean, well, definitely not.
not today anyway.
Yo, I'm not advocating no kind of slithering and sliminess, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
So I reckon we need to take a break because we're gonna need to have get the beers in.
Yeah. All right, it's beer break time. Y'all know what y'all gotta do. Refill your cups, get your libations. We're gonna be right back. Hey, the Black and the Brit is going to continue. Will you be back? Because I know we will. Stay tuned.
Hello everyone. Talking shit about other people. 'Cause I'm definitely not white. I'm more black than I am white. I'm more black than I am white. Black and the Brit. Black and the Brit. Black and the Brit. Black and the Brit.
A little something. A little something. With that being said, with that being said, fill libations and refill your cup.
Cracking open a cold bintang and blah 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 blah. More and more hate. Yeah. No one's gonna get offended by anything that I want to say. I just think it's just stupid.
That does make sense though. All right, we back. Yo, man. Come on, man. Get off that girl, man. Get off that girl. Send her a link to the show. Let her know we was talking about her.
There we go.
What's her name?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, it does matter.
Shanae
Let me see.
Shanae Pearl Gutierrez.
Oh, she sounds like Dominican or something. Well, she sounds like somebody trying to be Dominican. I don't know. I ain't gonna get
Anyway.
into that. Yeah, she
Sounds
nice
like I
looking
did
though.
all right.
You got to you touched it. You hit a nerve. Got up
back
in
of
them
her
guts. With you got metaphorically got in them
Oh, I
guts.
tell you what. I don't know. I don't want to name drop anyone, but back when I used to teach some people. And when I got Instagram, I remember just blasting out. It was just like, who do you know? And you just followed whoever it was. Mm-hmm. And a load of my students then, they just got automatically followed. And so now these kids they're all at university. They're all abroad in Australia, US, all this stuff. And I saw one of the students, and this student has the most amazing singing voice.
Okay.
And all her videos are great. And apparently, we were chatting, and she said that she was going to get a record deal with Sony. she was going to get a record deal with Sony and all this stuff, but certain things had to happen where she had to go, family going off and whatever. And fuck, what was I going to say?
So she had to agree to breast implants or something like that?
No, she just had to go off. But it was just so weird to just talking about a student that when I last taught her, she was like 11, 12 years old.
Oh my goodness!
And now she's like record deal, living abroad, all this stuff.
Yeah,
anyway,
I've had it. Unfortunately, it happens in our profession, man. These kids do grow up.
They grow up, and some of them.
Yeah, some of them. Well, you know, they're just people at the end of the day, right? They're just people.
Everyone grows up.
Everybody grows up. Some people do things that you're not going to be.
A couple of kids that I taught, they're now doctors, they're medical professionals.
You know what the worst part is? Running into one of your former students on a dating site. That's what happened to me.
Oh.
Yeah, man. That was real embarrassing. So,
did you match?
We matched, but after she told me, it was like, oh, Mr. Corey. I'm like, oh, hell no.
Get the fuck out.
That ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But I wanted to talk about, you know what was really sad? Something that was sad, but kind of related to the McGregor thing in terms of we let people do anything to us if they
sound is the sound of beer. Let me go get the beer, Corey. Sorry.
Yeah, all right, man.
Keep going. I'm listening.
No, you ain't. You ain't
I
listening, man. This is why this show sucks, to be quite honest. Giles is trying to get the. Oh, here you go. Oh, he's got the black bag. Ooh, got to keep it in secret. Carries the most. All right, while he's putting in the beer. Well, since I got our audience, this is the problem with the world, right? The world is it's dictated by money, as Giles and I were just jokingly, but very seriously. We're willing to let somebody punch us, the right person, if it's a person who got some status or some wealth.
What'd you call me? I'm back.
We're willing to let them punch us right in the face if we knew we can probably get paid or something off of that. So that can help further our lifestyle. Unfortunately, that's the way of the world, right? So
that's what it's like in the States. Like,
yeah, it is.
If I had a grievance with you, I could just say, oh, I'm going to sue you, and then your lawyer ends up saying, look, it's going to cost, and even though you've done nothing, it's going to cost you more money in legal fees than just to give me 10 grand, 20 grand just to shut up.
Absolutely, man, and that's a big industry, unfortunately.
With people like slipping in like they'll smash a can of food on the floor and then slipping it and just be on the aisle. When as a country, as a society, you have decided to make money the number one cultural value, then there's nothing money can't buy. And in this case, in the story that we're talking about, obviously it's been a big case. If you've been following any of the protests across the states, this name has been coming up a bit more prevalent. It got kicked off with the George Floyd, with the George Floyd knee on the neck in Minneapolis. But this was a case that happened around the same time. I want to say maybe even before that. But people were bringing it to light. This was the case of this woman named Breonna Taylor. Mm-hmm. Now, this was a case of a woman who was a citizen doing doing what you're supposed to be doing, quote unquote, perfect victim. A woman who was an EMT, that's an emergency medical technician, if I'm not mistaken, 26 years old. I don't know if she had children or not. In her home, sleeping with her boyfriend at the time, in their home at night. Police kick her door in, claiming she was allegedly selling drugs out of the house. Mm-hmm. Kick her door in, don't knock, don't announce themselves. It's called a no-knock raid. No knock. But that has to get approved, right? No knock.
Approved? What about the people who live at the house that you're no knocking on?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm going to approve. Yeah. Giles, I'm going to approve. I approve I'm kicking in your door 11 at night taking your shit. I approved it. My point was, the woman who was supposed to be doing everything right, living right, got a job, going to school, all that old bullshit they tell you got to do, pull up your pants, da-da-da-da-da. They came in the house and killed her, right? Yeah. And so people have been on the streets, rightfully so, demanding justice for this woman. Instead of prosecuting, not even prosecute, I don't even go that far. Instead of just pressing charges on the cops, and then go through the charade of, all right, we didn't find enough evidence. They didn't even want to prosecute these motherfuckers. They didn't even want to fire these cops. They're still working, getting paid. But The family has reached a settlement with the city of Louisville, which is in Kentucky. Anyway, I won't go into that. Where the great Muhammad Ali, his home state. $12 million. This is what they're paying the family.
Tax free.
It's not tax free. There's nothing free.
Well, they're getting $12 million dead straight.
They're getting $12 million for the life of their daughter. This is what, I don't know. Is that worth it to you?
Well,
I mean, I'm willing to take a kick in the face, but I mean, you want to kill my mother or my father? I don't know how much that's worth. Can you put a price on that?
Mother and father? I'm joking. I don't know. From what I'm seeing is that from what I've read on the BBC is that that her family are still they ain't finished yet. They still want more. Like $12 million is just the start.
They want more. Yeah, $12 million. I think you misread what they've misinterpreted what they meant. What was meant. I've listened to the mother speak about this, and what she meant is we want more in terms of. We want these cops fired. We want these cops on trial.
Well, this was one part of the thing. So that the $12 million was that and something else. There was it's multi-leveled, whatever. So it's not just.
It was all right. They agreed to allocate $500,000 of the $12 million
police reform
for police reform. Well, come on, it's like a police taking a bullshit sensitivity class. Sensitivity ain't gonna bring that woman's daughter back.
I know, but also $12 million. You got to look at it on another side. Like their whole family, even if they worked their entire life, they would never make $12 million.
$12 million. They're gonna take half of it in taxes already off the top.
You
half
reckon?
oh yeah, absolutely. Half in federal taxes because
it's already taxpayers' money, so it's already been taxed.
No, but they're going. It's a payment to them. It counts as income to them, that family.
Motherfucker, more beer?
I hope so. Yeah. Anyway, man, that's the problem. That's why our show. Anyway, hold on, y'all. Motherfuckers ordering shit. Oh, look at it. Got a white envelope like Inspector Gadget. Mm-hmm. This message will self-destruct. Don't open that shit up around me.
Do you know what that is, Corey? That's a big fat invoice for my rent, motherfucker.
Oh shit! Oh, I'm glad I ain't paying it. Anyway, my point was, what was I talking about, man?
Breonna Taylor money.
Talking about this money. All right, man. $12 million. Is that enough? Is that honestly? I want you to think about it.
That's a hell of a lot of money.
If somebody came in, yeah, it's a hell of a lot of money right now. But you ain't. Let's say you ain't. You're never gonna see your relative again. Never going to hear their voice. Never going to get to talk to them.
There's a few I could do. 1.2 million.
All right, let's just say somebody you actually, your son. Oh, there it is, your son.
Oh,
your son.
There's no money. There's no money.
Your son, right there. Somebody walked in and killed your son and said, man, sorry about that. Here's $12 million.
There's no money. There's nothing. There's nothing that you could do.
So how you think this family is feeling?
Of course.
They've got to take it just because what else they going to do? It ain't like they can take on the police and kill all of these cops. You know what's going to happen then. But I'm just saying, it's so disappointing that they would rather pay this woman $12 million than arrest these punk-ass pigs.
True. But are those police that, have they been fired?
They have not been fired. None of them. They have been protecting these cops the whole way. Remember we talked about the police report. Even Breitbart was like, and Breitbart, if those of you don't know, Breitbart is the white supremacist. It's the white supremacist fucking headquarters online. Breitbart is white supremacist HC. Even they were like, this police report is rather sketchy. Like it don't show no evidence of nothing. They left all of the police report blank. Anyway, my point was, they would rather protect these killer cops rather than even just put them through a little show trial.
So it said what happened to Breonna Taylor? Shortly after midnight on the 13th of March, 3 officers entered Taylor's apartment by executing a no-knock search warrant, a court document that authorizes police to enter a home without warning. Taylor and her partner, Kenneth Walker, were reportedly asleep as the commotion began. The officers exchanged fire with Mr. Walker, a licensed gun owner who called 911 in the belief that the drug raid was a burglary. The officers who fired more than 25 bullets will then just say how many bullets it was. They have to because they have to know.
In the police report, it says 0.
Really?
0.
Said they returned fire after one officer was shot and wounded. During the exchange, Taylor, an emergency medical technician, EMT, you got it right, was shot 8 times and later died. No drugs were found on the property. The lawsuit filed by Taylor's family accuses the officers of battery, wrongful death, excessive force, and gross negligence. It also says the officers were not looking for her or her partner, but for an unrelated suspect who did not live at the complex.
Lived 10 miles away. I don't know how you get an address wrong that's 10 miles away from where you're supposed to be. Anyway, I don't want to go back into this case. This case infuriated me because this is the one where we had Officer Tatum, the black dude, the black officer, of course, All Lives Matter, excuse me. He's talking about this woman was knee deep in the drug. Come on, man, cut that out. You was wrong for that. And then anyway, I don't want to bring that guy up again. $12 million is what they got for her life. And the mother, now I see it at her from her perspective, man, what else she gonna do? She ain't got the money to fight these people. She probably gonna that lawyer probably got a huge cut of this money.
Got paid, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
10%.
So let's say after taxes and everything, she probably got about 3 or 5 million. Maybe. She'd be lucky she got 5 million. Is that worth it for the life of your child?
Not especially with...
Nah, man.
No, definitely not.
It ain't worth it. And the fact that the Wall Street, excuse me, they are doing these what do you call it? Police. They're not called police brutality bonds, but they're privately financed bonds, municipality bonds that the city is issuing out. And these privately funded bonds are what are being used to pay these settlements. But the way that they pay the interest on these bonds or these how they service these loans from these hedge fund holders is they raise taxes on people.
So, for example, New York City issued more than $237 million for NYPD payouts on legal settlements and judgments in 2018 alone. When faced with big legal bills or settlements, cities have lots of ways to come up with the cash. Some have dedicated funds, some have insurance policies, others finance their legal obligation by selling bonds just as they would to raise money for infrastructure or public parks. And that's where Wall Street makes bank. Big banks compete to underwrite or act as the middlemen on those general obligation bonds because they pay out millions in fees. Then they sell the bonds to high net worth individuals and hedge funds, which collect interest as high as 7%. These so-called police brutality bonds, as they're colloquially known, quite literally allow banks and wealthy investors to profit from police violence, according to a 2018 report from the Action Center on Race and the Economy.
So back to my original point. Oh, go ahead, Giles.
No. It's just, that's crazy to read.
When you decide...
You sent me the link, and this is the first time I read it. So.
No shit. But when you decide that money is the number one cultural value, that money is the most important and nothing else besides money is important, this is
that's America, though.
That's my point.
That's
this
America.
Is the society you get.
Yeah.
I right now don't, but I come from this society has decided money is all that matters. And if it's not about money, it don't matter. And this is it. This is a country that you get. These are the times that you get. This is why you got people like Mark Shkreli charging $5,000 a tablet for these life-saving drugs that people need. This is it. Mm-hmm. Fuck America. I want to put that on record. I'm going to edit that out.
Fuck South America.
Yeah. Well, South America. Y'all ain't done nothing to me. Listen, I might need to claim asylum. Y'all need to make a way for your boy, man. Oh, God.
Between 2008 and 2017, Chicago sold over $700 million in police brutality bonds.
Oh, good. This is a business model.
Over that period, investors reportedly collected $1 billion in interest.
Do you think they want to stop this? If they're earning money off of this?
And taxpayers spent about twice that much servicing the debt.
Listen, man, this ain't going to stop. If you find a way to profit off of police killing people, it ain't stopping.
We can't even profit off the black and the Brit.
We can't profit off the black and the Brit, but they find a way to profit off it.
And we're doing good. Corey's there helping out the hoes.
Helping out. Man, we're doing all right, man. Man, we doing all right. But listen,
Carl's Jr.?
I'm just discussing. So, and that led me to our last point on this topic.
Yeah, so,
Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, so I watched the race this past weekend. Lewis Hamilton, he won the race in Italy. You just turned my mic off.
Sorry.
Before the race, he wore a shirt that said, "Arrest the police officers
who killed Breonna Taylor."
Who killed Breonna Taylor?
Yeah.
And he wore that over the top of his overalls, which covers up all the sponsors' names. Mm-hmm. And then when he won the race, he then wore that again on the podium and such. And I don't. The way I saw it, I thought he shouldn't be doing that at all. He shouldn't. He has millions of people following his social media. He could post that after the race, before the race. I just don't think that he should have done that when at that time.
Well, John, listen. Well, I'm of two minds on this particular situation. Now, I actually applaud him for getting involved. I mean, yeah, but it's kind of like the end thing to do, right? Black Lives Matter has become
ever since Colin Kaepernick, yeah.
Well, not even. It took a while to catch on.
So his shirt said, "Arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor." So,
yeah. That, and I have no problem with the message. I absolutely agree with that message.
Okay, yeah, no, I agree.
Okay,
let me say I agree with that, but he's racing in a privately owned sports competition, whatever you want to call it. The Formula One is owned privately. He is covering the names of all the sponsors that pay him ridiculous amounts of money for every time he wins, every time he gets pole position, all this stuff. And they pay that money because they want to have their name front and center at every single second that he's live broadcasted across the world. Now he's covered all those sponsors' names with this T-shirt. Mm-hmm. So now those sponsors are going to go, well, fuck you. We ain't paying you this week because, like, you got pole position. Yeah, you won the race, but you've covered up all our names, so we ain't going to pay you. And
all right. First of all, let's just be quite honest. Let's just be quite honest.
He doesn't need the money.
No. I'm not saying
about
$500 million.
It's
not about need or want. It's not about need or want. I'm talking about the functionality of those sponsors. Like, do people really pay attention to these? I know that we've probably internalized these brands. I don't know what the F1. They probably got a whole different set of people that they're marketing to. So I can understand the importance of being visible on. And this is like one of the biggest races of the year, if I'm not mistaken. It's a Grand Prix, right?
Well, it's just one of many races in the Grand Prix.
But only there is a specific crowd that watches the Grand Prix races. It's not like the super global game.
Well, no, it is. I mean, it's worldwide. I mean, he wouldn't.
I'm not saying it's not worldwide.
He wouldn't be.
It's not like football, though.
He wouldn't be paid the amount of money he gets paid if it wasn't.
It's not like soccer.
No, definitely
it's not like soccer. So they have a niche audience, right? And you can argue that that's the prime time that they want to reach their core audience. I can understand that. But on the flip side, me being a black man, as you know, there ain't no, especially when you talk about white folks telling you when you can and cannot protest, there ain't no right time for them. It will never be. Seriously. And when I say white folks, I mean that euphemistically, meaning that the people with money.
Yeah, but he's going into his place of work. It's like you going into school wearing a Breonna Taylor shirt.
And I admire him for doing that because obviously the mom, the family, they can't bring enough attention to this case to get these cops arrested. So the fact that he's lending his profile to try to help in that endeavor, I applaud him for that.
Yeah, okay, that is a good thing he's doing, but he's going against the sponsors, he's going against the FIA, he's going against everyone, and it's probably the only time that he could probably do this because he's black, because we're going through this Black Lives Matter movement and everything that's going on. This is the one time he can do it because he's not going to get reprimanded. Because if he does get reprimanded, they're going to
be like,
"You're racist,
yeah, of course,
you're racist," all this stuff.
You just said it, Josh.
And this is like, yeah. So it's probably a very calculated move.
Absolutely.
And it was funny. I got a meme.
It's like with Osaka. Osaka was doing the same thing. Naomi Osaka,
who just won the
U.S. Open.
Yeah.
She had been wearing a mask of all the victims of police brutality the whole week. And it's probably, like you said, the only time they can get away with doing this because, God, for whatever reason, saving black people's lives is popular.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But
I'm cool with that.
I got sent a meme. It said, you know, all this stuff about white privilege.
Yeah.
I got this meme that said black privilege.
Ooh.
The ability to break every law in the country and still remain the victim.
Stop it. Who sent you that bullshit? I don't want to know what.
That was my white supremacy group.
Yeah, I can imagine so. Break every law. Stop it. What nigga is breaking every law in the group?
Well, there's a lot of people that are breaking laws.
You're talking about in the midst of like protesting and all that bullshit. But let's be fair. For the most part, a lot of these protesters ain't black, and I hope you know that.
Yeah, because they're jumping on the bandwagon because they want to.
I'm just saying. I just want to point that out.
I'm not racist. You get all these people, the videos that we see.
I'm not arguing the motive. I'm just arguing the fact of the matter of the fact. The fact of the matter is, a lot of these protesters are not black people.
Yeah, because it's just people bored, sat at home, and they're going to go.
Giles, I don't disagree with you.
Let me go shout at some people in a coffee shop.
But I dislike that idea. This notion that so now just because a few people running around burning up some monuments, ripping down monuments, burning up some stores, that all black people, like, we got this immunity. Now we can just go and commit crime at will. Cut that bullshit out, man. Cut it out. It's still America. It's not happening. I mean, and best you believe they are coming back to get everybody that they can because they're watching surveillance videos. They're putting people in jail for 150 years behind this bullshit. So,
you reckon?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not even worried about that. People talking about, they can just nah. These people will be going to jail at some point in the future. So don't worry about that. Giles,
Corey,
like I said, Black Lives Matter. I'm really happy that Hamilton stood out. I mean, he used his platform to try to promote we ain't even asking for the money. We talking about justice. Just arrest the cops. They didn't say kill them. They didn't say throw them under the jail. They didn't say cut off their balls.
What about that video?
Just arrest the damn cops.
What about that video of that white cop shot and killed that white guy in the hotel when he was like, they were going to some raid in the hotel, and they come out of the room and he told him to get on his knees, and he's on his knees, he's on his hands, and he's screaming, and the guy's holding a gun at him. Mm-hmm. And he's screaming at the guy, and then the guy was like, my pants are falling down, and he goes to pull his pants up, and the guy just blasts him and just kills him right there. Now,
that's a question you have to pose for white folks. Do white folks see like any type of kinship with this victim? Right? What if white people got outraged by white folks getting killed by police, it would stop tomorrow.
No, but it's because it's not a black cop killing a black person.
That's not true. If white people were outraged about police killing white people, it would not happen.
If it was a black cop killing a white person?
Oh, well, they'd probably bring the tree to his house. Cut it out.
Oh, God.
Yes, anyway, man. Yo, we running over.
Break. I'm about to piss my pants.
Me too, man. I'm trying to run in there first.
All right.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we are going to come back with our recommendations, Black and the Brit. Stay tuned.
Okay, sorry, I was just drinking my beer. We're back.
Yeah, we back. We done got them beers off. We done took that piss though too.
Damn it, I was there for a long time.
Yeah, but
my missus was like, was that you peeing? Or did you just have the tap on?
Yeah, be like that, man, when you having fun drinking beers, recording with the homies.
Yeah, see, this is what I like. This is what we haven't been doing recently, is that we're having discussions where it gets heated.
I wouldn't say heated, man.
Well, to the people.
Passionate, maybe.
Yeah, to the people that are listening, they might be like, oh, but anyway.
All them niggas gonna fight?
Take the S off it. There's only one of them.
The nigga is gonna fight. The nigga's gonna kill the cracker. No, I'm joking.
So, check this out. My check this out is just something that I watched on Netflix, but it's called The Social Dilemma.
Oh, I started watching that shit, man. It's too geeky for me, man.
Just went straight over your head, did it?
Absolutely. I was woozy anyway. I was like,
Is that
fuck
why
this.
I get fat holes? So it was just, it's a great thing, and it just shows how the big tech companies are just making money just from
I got that part.
Everything that we do, and it is completely engineered. Our whole social media
experience right?
is engineered to us, where it is completely unique to me.
Well, it's not engineered to us, but they're selling us as the end product, right?
Yeah.
To all these advertisers.
We are
the product.
We are the product that are selling. So no longer is it, this is going to make your life better. It's like, you need this. Like, we are the people that need this product.
That weird dreadlock dude that looked like one of the twins from the Matrix that just been at the buffet for the last 20 years. That motherfucker was freaking me out. But I get his point, though.
His one and only role in 1999 is he's just living life off that.
Yeah, he's probably still living off that Matrix check, man. He looks like one of the twins in Matrix that just
the blonde
sat
ones.
at the buffet. Sorry,
but no, it was just crazy to think, like, even the stuff like back in our day when we were at school, like, bullying only happened from 9 to 3 because that's the only time that you're at school.
That's not true, though. Sometimes bullies had your phone number.
Yeah, but then you could choose to just hang up and that's it.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like, you can be at school, they could be tweeting about you, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, all this bullshit. You get home, you're in a safe haven in your bedroom, they're talking shit about you. Like that girl in the video where she's got those big old ears. Yeah.
Sharkeisha, yeah, buddy.
And it just showing you how the suicide rates in teenagers have gone huge, and it's all because of social media. And that guy said that no kid should get a phone until they're in middle school, high school. So when's the earliest in high school? 14?
Yes, yeah, 14. Yeah,
14.
15.
Because like kids take this stuff seriously. Like you're talking shit. You got 1,000, 100 people, 200 people talking shit about you. That's shit. When you're in the playground, you got Jimmy and Tommy just giving you shit. You go, okay, well, let's fight this out. But you can't get away from it when you're on Facebook or anything getting tagged.
Well, that's not true. You can get away from it. But as a kid, if you've been socialized with these tools, right, this technology.
Well, they're the first
generation.
We are the last generation that.
Yeah, we are.
So I remember it.
I remember the dial-up phone, boy, the rotary shits.
Oh, how many zeros, you motherfucker? Get a better phone.
I remember the rotary shits.
And like you'd just like cycle over to your mate's place, and you just be outside. It'd be like 6 bikes.
Yeah,
and,
ride the skateboard over there.
Going over to Chris's house, and it was like, "Hey, is Chris home? No, he's not at
nope,
home. Where is he?
Somebody else.
Fucking gone." Now it's a tweet. It's this. Even back when I was going out, I remember I used to start going out drinking with my friends at like 14, 15, trying to get into the bars, and I would save up my lunch money. I used to get £2.50 a day for my lunch money. And I would save £1.50 every day and just spend £1, and I would steal a turkey burger, so I could eat, just so I could keep that £1.50. So I at the end of the week I had £7.50, and sometimes some of my mates, I wish they would listen, Jamie and Paul, we would gamble at the back of science class, and we would gamble on pontoon like 21s. And so some days I'll be winning. I'll be like, I got £15. So on that Friday night, I would meet my friends like Tom, Chris, Bentley, and we'd always meet at this one place. It was this. I think it was a Spar. I think the shop was called a Spar, SPAR. We'd meet at 7:00, and so I'm always someone that I'm always on time. So I'd be there at like 6:58, 6:55. And some of these bastards wouldn't turn up till like 7:30, 7:45.
Sucked up all the beers.
So I'm just like I'm just stood outside because I'm just waiting because we don't have WhatsApp.
No phones.
So I can't say
where
are you? Oh, sorry, I'm running late. And so then we would meet and go into the pubs, and then I'd get so drunk on like it was a pint of Foster's was £1.50, £1.55 I think it was. So I'd get like 6-7 pints of Foster's, and I'm just gone, just like just in the toilet. It's like 14, 15. What are you gonna do? But the social dilemma was just so crazy that there were these people that were high up in the tech industries and Google and Facebook and Twitter, and they were just saying how bad it is for society, how people need to get off, how people need to get away from this, because it's creating things, it's doing things that is just way further evolved than our brains could ever be. Because he was saying like how you're just looking at your screen now. If you're looking at the phone and you're looking at your screen, it's just your Neanderthal brain, 400,000-year-old brain, that evolved brain, looking at a phone. That behind this phone is supercomputers that can do all sorts of fucking things, millions of things per second. Who's going to win? Your brain, that is basically we're evolved monkeys, compared to these computer powers that can do billions of computations per second. It's just nuts. And all these algorithms are all designed to keep you on this site, to push you on this thing. Like I've been looking for a second-hand car. So I've been Googling.
Have you been really?
Yeah. I've been looking at, because I'm sick and tired of
What you want a car for? Are you tired of catching grabs and goes?
I'm tired of like when I go and see my son, like when I order a car, I sat the other day for an hour waiting because they can't find the road. I'm like, just use Google Maps. It tells you turn left, turn right, or Belloc Killy, Belloc Canna. And it's just doing my head in. I'm just like, well, I wouldn't mind to have a car, because when I go play golf, I don't need to spend all that money going there, or I don't have to rely on friends to take me. So I was going on some sites and I was looking at some cars. Now my Facebook, my Instagram is just filled with cars, secondhand cars, and young Asian women. But anyway,
yeah, that too.
But my check this out is The Social Dilemma on Netflix.
Well, you know what they probably didn't even discuss is that a lot of these CEOs, these tech execs, they send their children to school that are what they call like detached. They don't use any technology in these schools. It's like all like, hands-on, like face-to-face, like they're using like, what do you call it, concrete materials. They do not do anything on screen.
Well, there's a meme with Mark Zuckerberg where where everyone's wearing the VR goggles and he's not, and it's like you never what is it, like drug dealer? You never
get high on your own supply, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's real. So they putting their kids. They're making sure that they don't grow up attached to these.
My kid, all he wants to do is just play on the tablet.
Man. But as a parent, it's so hard. But it's like back in the days with our parents. Not because our parents were fucked up too. But
my dad used to just give me a whiskey and just get me fucked up.
Well, my dad didn't go that far, but he definitely would put on that TV and let you just sit in front of that motherfucker, though, because that's 6, 7, 8 hours of programming, right? That you ain't gonna be bothered, right?
It's crazy. It's crazy to think, and we don't know where it's gonna be in 10 years.
Might be sticking something in their ear, sticking something in their brain. You know what I mean?
Well, you got Elon Musk now with the Neuralink, when he's testing with the Neuralink.
It's pretty soon it's going to be that Matrix shit, like plug into the machine, like to the simulator, whatever.
Why not?
Whatever. That shit was real.
And then you'll be the weird one who doesn't have it.
I ain't got the simulator.
You don't want it.
Walking around free, but old though, old and free. Anyway, my check this out for this week. Shout out to the late Chadwick Boseman. His last film, final film. The Five Bloods is a Spike Lee film, Vietnam era film, and what the irony is of this whole film is that he plays somebody who was already dead in the film. He's playing a ghost.
Oh, really?
Essentially, yeah.
I haven't watched.
He doesn't play a real. The character he's playing has died like 20 years ago, and all of these guys are going back to kind of. I won't ruin it for you, but they're going to rediscover, this period of time in their lives. It's a really great film. I thought it was really great. Yeah, I like the plot. I like the actors in it. I liked everybody in it. So I've watched it at least three times.
I never realized that this guy's real name.
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman.
No, the other guy, Delroy Lindo.
Delroy Lindo.
I never knew his real name.
Great actor. Hey, he plays he does really great in this film. The only one I don't like is this guy, Jason, whatever, this young guy from Lovecraft.
He's from England. Delroy Lindo.
Oh, yeah, he is. He is from England.
Born in London.
Yeah. But anyway.
He's the same height as me.
Check that out. The Five Bloods is a really great film. And it's and to think that he is actually playing that film while he had known he's going to die from this colon cancer.
Yeah.
Hey, it's amazing to see how well he did in that film.
What a bummer.
And the fact that he's dead in the film. He's not alive in the film. So it's kind of like watching him right now, like talk to us. It's a cool film. Check that out, though. Check that out. Five Bloods. Giles, that's it, man. We well over an hour and 30 minutes.
That's good. That's good. I like
Anything else you got to say to the peoples?
Nothing, but you need to tell people what they need to be doing.
All right. Well, check this out, man. If y'all don't know, you will know. You got to wash your hands, wash your ass, because that COVID real. That
Get
COVID
you-
done got you.
Get you in the ass too.
It will get you.
What
Get
are you
in
doing?
the-
Are you picking your teeth?
Some on my tongue. A piece of hair. I don't know what that is. Anyway, wash your hands, wash your ass, watch your back too. People out here getting slimy, man. They snatching chains, they snatching phones. They done got me. Listen, don't let
Oh,
them
Cam
get you.
Newton said that. Cam Newton, is that what you said? It, Cam Newton. They said they're trying to snatch his chain.
Snatching chains. Hey, it's football season, man. You better protect your neck. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Tune in next week. We'll be back with more Black in the Brit. Be safe.
Males are back, boys back, and the alpha males are back.
Just as delicious as you can imagine.
The alpha males are back, boys back, and the alpha males are back.
Just want to degrade the white man.
Alpha